everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope, and the new Nigeria is possible. Now, good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending your time zone. Once again, we are here to have discussion on the things that are happening in Nigeria, as we already have breaking news coming out on a strange case. This very strange case is coming up today at the Supreme Court. Today, being Monday, December 16th, the Supreme Court will decide the fate of Chief Bola Tinubu in this strange lawsuit that is seeking to remove him from the office as the president of Nigeria. This case we are talking about is happening now in Abuja, the Supreme Court, and the man is praying the court to sack Tinubu on two major grounds of alleged non-qualification to hold office as Nigeria's president and usurpation of the same office against the law of the country. And of course, he's none other than Chief Ambrose Albert Oworu, is a candidate in 2019 presidential election on the platform of Hope Democratic Party. Now, the Supreme Court today will decide again whether Chief Bola Tinubu needs to give way. However, I'm not the only one to have this very discussion, and other ones. We're also going to be talking about the issue of the defamation case of Dele Farotimi. As you know, many people don't even understand it. But I want to bring you point to suggest to you why defamation is not supposed to be the way it is in the law of both Ekiti State, Lagos State, and we'll bring it accordingly. But let's start this very discussion with the one of happening in Abuja right now. I have Angel in the studio to have this conversation with me, and of course, I beg your indulgence to, like and share so that other people will know.
Welcome to the program Hope Alive. Sit tight, relax, let's discuss.
Yes, so as we are going into the discussion, please pay attention, especially when we finish with the issues happening at the Supreme Court right now, and then get to the issue of Dele Farotimi, because Obedience need to understand the situation. A lot of discussions in different platforms about Dele Farotimi happening so far. Even the new cases that are coming from Abeokuta, Ogun State, Rivers State, several cases are coming against Dele Farotimi. Is he abandoned to rot in prison in Ekiti State? Those will be coming up. We'll be having that very chat. And the reason why those incompetent charges against Dele Farotimi will not hold water, except we decide to keep quiet about it. So let's get back to the basic, Angel, which has to deal with Supreme Court today. Why I said it's a strange case, really, is because the two grounds that the man is taking to the court has already been trashed out already. One has to deal with the 60,000 US dollars forfeiture. That is the drug 460, sorry. The 460,000 for future drug money, alleged drug money that Chief Bola Tinubu forfeited to the United States government. But there is another one that is added, which has to do with Chief Bola Tinubu being an active spy for the USA. Now, my question is, this strange new case and this man, do you think that Supreme Court that is acting under the powers of Chief Bola Tinubu of today, that appointed Kekereekun as the Chief Justice of the Federation, will turn around to sack Chief Bola Tinubu? Or is this man just maybe he's God sent, that God wants to use one small person from somewhere to save 200 million people? What is your take on this? Because it's happening now as we speak at the Supreme Court. Do you think that Supreme Court is going to sack Bola Tinubu? That is what I want to hear.
Supreme Court is not going to do any miracle. That is number one.
Supposing God uses Supreme Court to do that.
They cannot, because Bola Tinubu has Supreme Court at his palm. He has them at his palm, at his beck and call. They cannot go otherwise. Yes.
Supposing God enters their mind. No, let's face it, though. Yeah, except if you don't believe in miracles. And I think many Nigerians believe in miracles.
It's just that the man is chasing clouds. Yes, the man is just chasing clouds. Because we are over a year plus the election. We had the election. So why now? But,
you know, Supreme Court can decide not to even hear the matter. I mean, why I call it strange is that Supreme Court, on their wiseness, took the case. Remember, even the one of Atiku that brought that time, they refused to hear some of the plea, especially the one that has to deal with the 460,000 for future. They did not rule on that very issue. They sidestepped it.
I think there have not been any major case going to Supreme Court, so they need to use this one to talk.
Or maybe they want to hit the man with a fine of 1 billion naira. But anyway, I think that this thing should not... we shouldn't just think that the things will just go, because we all are in prayers.
By evening we will know what happened. At least we'll get the result by evening to know what the
Tinubu has been sacked from.
Exactly, or whether the Supreme Court did a miracle.
Yeah, it's only God. It's only God that will use Supreme Court to do a miracle.
Let's wait in
but
evening.
Come to think about it. If Nigeria is 200 people, and with the kind of prayers that keeps going around Nigeria, we should have at least 50 million people who are praying for the restoration of the Nigerian good accountability system. Maybe, just maybe, that God decides to hear Nigeria. He's using one small man called Owuru to, you know, make those things happen. Anyway, viewers, you can go to the comment section. Tell us what your thought about this and whether this is another complete fallacy. But of course, you've heard what Angel said, and let's look up at that very Albert, Chief Ambrose Albert Owuru, who is not just Tinubu he's looking at, he is contesting against President Muhammadu Buhari and 3 others. Those are where his case started from since 2019. So the case is coming up today, and we have the position that is coming up, which is the CIA agent that he said Tinubu is a spy. So please go to comment section, tell us what to wait as we update you about all of this, because this is official coming from Michael Abba, who is the Honorable Chief Registrar of the Supreme Court, and of course that Chief Bola Tinubu has been served a notice through the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, and also knowing that Wole Olanipekun-San will definitely be defending Tinubu today in court. Of course, let us not forget, this man has been in court before, and court fined him 40 million. I think that should be an appeal court. He filed this kind of this thing before, and they fined him. But let's see how that very goes quickly. All right, thank you. And again, Angel, aside from what will be happening in the Supreme Court today, over the weekend, between Friday and Saturday, there were rumors of INEC chairman has died. Well, yes. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes.
Obviously, it's circulating everywhere. But at first, when I saw that story, I tried to do a fact check to see until yesterday when I now saw a release from INEC saying that, in fact, that he is not dead, that he is, attending meetings and all of that. But I think that suggests this kind of a thing happened in the time of, I think, the Chief of Army Staff.
Yes.
It happened. And they all claim that the Chief of Army Staff is where he spoke to Chief Bola Tinubu and all of that. Okay, let's just assume maybe, as they say, he's terminally ill at that time. Let the Nigerians who are hoping that, in quotes, Mahmoud Yakubu don't buy,
yes,
let them assume that he is terminally, like the one of the army chief. But anyway, just know that the fact has been narrated by the Independent National Electoral Commission is that there is a fake news narrative that is circulating that the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, is not in any London hospital. So
I think maybe he should give press conference if he's okay.
Yeah, but him should give press conference.
Yeah, so that Nigerians will see him hell and hearty.
I think that is a good one.
Yeah.
So go to the comment section. Tell us if
at least he's been reading it in the
again,
social media.
if you're among the people who want him to buy, you can also go to the section of our own comment, and of course, but make sure that you don't go contrary to the community guidelines. Just tell us your thoughts on him. I believe that a lot of Nigerians want something good.
Of course, Nakama.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's quickly now dive into the new matter of Dele Farotimi. Another one has come up in Abeokuta. Recall the other day we were talking about the one that happened in Lagos, the one that happened at Ibadan, and Rivers State again. But now the most recent one is coming from Ogun State, Abeokuta precisely, where another law firm of the same man, Afe Babalola, is suing him. Now, let me, get that very story so that a lot of our people has been calling and they have been reaching out to me to explain about these very charges against Dele Farotimi as a result of people not knowing why there is no uprising, why there is no revolution. Why is it that Obedients are reluctant in taking action against what is happening? But again, we have seen the statement coming from the coordinator of the Obidient movement, Dr. Yunus Atanko, who explained, and even Dr. Mo also emphasized some of those things, that His Excellency Peter Obi is working at the background for it, and it's not like he went to go and plead with Afe Babalola. Of course, he went to meet him as the two parties who are in that very suit, but not to go and beg him. But let me give you some of these facts. Angela will come, but I want to address people who don't know why we keep saying that Dele Farotimi is being persecuted and not prosecuted. And we'll tell you reason why these laws we are talking about does not exist as at when he was arrested or kidnapped, abducted from Lagos. Now, if you recall that on July 2nd, 2024, Dele Farotimi published his book. Some people are asking when this book was even published. It's in July 2nd, 2024. Now, the public commentary pointing out that criminal defamation is no longer a crime under the Ekiti State Criminal Law of 2021 is very sound. This prompted the police not to file the initial charge. Instead, they approached the Federal High Court at discharging Dele Farotimi with the crime of cyber stalking. That is the second one. But let me start here from what it is in 2021. The Ekiti State repealed its criminal code law and they enacted the criminal law of Ekiti State in 2021. Now, under this very 2021 law, defamation is no longer a criminal offense. I want us to understand criminal. We're not talking about civil. It's no longer a criminal offense. So prosecuting someone for criminal defamation is no longer legally permissible, cannot be done. Please, let us understand this. And in this screen, you'll be showing where you can go and get this. Even by Googling it on your mobile phone, you get these informations. Now, let's even discuss the offense of cyber stalking that they used in their second one, for which Dele Farotimi has been charged before the Federal High Court in Ekiti. Now, let us also turn to the offense of cyber stalking. Let us analyze the relevant provisions of the law to determine whether Dele Farotimi can actually be charged with cyber stalking based on his book. Nigeria and its criminal justice system is the main issue we are talking about. So first, let us note that in 2015, Nigeria enacted the Cybercrime Prohibition and Prevention Act of 2015. One of the offenses created by this law is cyber stalking. The key question here is, what is cyber stalking? The Act itself defines cyber stalking as product directed at a person that would cause a reasonable person to feel fear. Section 24 of the Cybercrime Act, which provides for the offense of cyber stalking, has been heavily criticized by Nigerians. Now, critics argue that it has been used to harass, arrest, detain, and prosecute journalists, public figures, and the opposition members who criticize the government or prominent leaders. They will just use it to victimize them. For example, in the cases involving Abba Jalingo, Oliver Dele, and Reni Oduala, they were all prosecuted under Section 24 of the Cybercrime Act. This prompted SERAP, that is the Socio-Economic Rights Accountability Project, to take the Nigerian government before the ECOWAS court. So this thing don't go reach ECOWAS court, this same act we are talking about. It was reported again that SERAP argued before the ECOWAS court that Section 24 of the Cybercrime Act is too vague, overly broad, and unconstitutional. The ECOWAS court reportedly ruled that Section 24 violated international conventions on free speech, such as the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights and the International Convention on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. Despite the ECOWAS ruling, the police has charged Dele Farotimi with cyber stalking under Section 24A and B of the Cybercrime Act of 2015. However, there has since been an amendment of this very act. The Cybercrime Amendment Act of 2024 now limits the offense of cyber stalking to the transmission of pornographic content or the transmission of information known to be false. Just two things I want us to understand. Just two things are involved. Transmission of pornographic content or the transmission of information known to be false. Let me stop here and come back to Angel. Angel, these are the two things that the court should look at. Now, let's rule out number one, which has to do with pornographic content. Let's talk about the other one that is known to be false. Now, how can you decide that something is known to be false, like in the case of Dele Farotimi's book? He wrote his book. He alleged. So the only way you can prove that is known that he wrote that book, knowing that the content is false, is when you go into a civil matter and you win that he has defamed you. That is so. I don't know if you get my point.
Yeah, the issue is that they did not even do
their investigation.
Yes, there was no appropriate investigation, nothing at all. They just abducted the man, which they are not supposed to do. They are supposed to do their investigation first, then invite him. Then if they are not satisfied, they now take him to court. But this one, they just abducted him, so just to show intimidation. So
the first part of pornographic is off.
Yeah.
The second part is just knowing that you are transmitting something that you know to be false. Now, the first question will be this book of Dele Farotimi. Does it contain pornographic content? Our people make gonna answer me. No. So that one is off. The book contains information that Dele Farotimi know to be false. It's a question I'm asking. Did this book contain information that Dele Farotimi knew to be false? What is the answer to this question? Dele Farotimi has said, even while he is in prison now, people that visited him this weekend said that Dele Farotimi said he will stand to his word to the last. Meaning that he is not budging that he knew that it is false. So who is going to prove? Is it not the other side? Now, as this very trial progresses, it will be interesting to see how the police prove that the book contains pornographic content or knowingly false information. Can the police establish that the book contains information that Dele Farotimi knew to be false without an independent investigation, like Angel said, into the allegations in the book? And this may be challenging now. In fact, it appears premature for the police to arrest and arraign Dele Farotimi without first conducting a thorough investigation into the claims made by this very book. A more appropriate approach would have been to invite Dele Farotimi to assist investigating the allegations. This will help determine whether the book contains falsehood. The police cannot prosecute someone under Section 24B, my brothers, without first proving that the transmitted information is false. Who are you out there to suggest that what Dele Farotimi is said is false, other than Afe Babelala, who is claiming to have been defamed? Let's be sincere with ourselves. Well, as you can see, we have discussed this very offense of cyber stalking under Section 24A and B of the Cybercrime Act, and whether Dele Farotimi's book qualifies as a cyber stalking. I will end it here, but we'll continue the discussion next time. I just want to bring this to your attention that obedience, no matter where you are, no matter what they are being talked about on Dele Farotimi, don't give up on your very own. We know the truth. The powers that be are not about what's false or no false. There are people who are at the high places who want Dele Farotimi to be silenced, and he, being a prophet, has already given you the blueprint even before he was kidnapped, arrested. He said all these things, and even the people who are coming out to talk bad about him, he already said it in a press conference that people will come out and talk bad things about me, that they have been paid to do that. He has said all of this. So what are we waiting for? He had always talked about a revolution. I don't want to hear about people who want to say, is it the kind of revolution of Sowore uprising? Which type are you looking at? Is it that people should go and vandalize things? That is not what we are talking about. If your own is being persecuted and you are sitting idle, chatting on different platforms, and you are not acting, you are not taking decisive action, coming together as a force, then it will happen. I even heard another Obidient member has been arrested in Calabar and has been charged with another thing. It keeps going on and until they keep weakening the Obidient movement system. Go to the comment section, tell us what you think, but we think that an action should be taken. That's as much as we are going to take as time has run out.
Yes, so corruption is an incurable cancer in Nigeria. Intimidation is too much. We need to stand up and speak out. Now is the time. It is Dele Farotimi today. It might be you tomorrow. Yes, it might be you. Like, share, subscribe. My active citizens and obedient worldwide. Like, share, subscribe. Thumbs up to the video. Let other obedient know what is going on. Thank you so much for being with us. We love you, but God loves you more. Bye for now.